Welcome to Chapter 5. In this first lesson, 5.1, this lesson is kind of divided into 3 parts. The first 2 parts are actually review. The third part is new. So let's do the first 2 review parts first. This is called function combination. So essentially what's happening is I have 2 functions. So I have an f of x and I have a g of x. And then the problem is asking me to do 2 things. So I'm going to divide this into 2. This first one is asking me to do f plus g. The second one is asking me to do f minus g. Now, I would say probably one of the trickiest parts of these problems is there are a lot of different ways that you could write these problems that all mean the exact same thing. So I'm going to write these all down so that in case you see any of these ways, you know this all means the same thing. So f plus g could also be f of x plus g of x, same thing. Or I could write it like this, which I think is one of the weirder ways. And I could do the same thing with minus. I could do f of x minus g of x, or I could write it like this. These all mean the same things. This one is my personal favorite. And here's why. So let's write this down. If I write it like this, at this point it's basically just substitution. So this is f of x. So I'm going to substitute what f of x is. So f of x equals 2x squared plus 8. So instead of writing f of x, I'm going to write 2x squared plus 8. Because that's what f of x is equal to. Then I'm adding, and then I want to put g of x in. So same thing. I'm just going to substitute what g of x is. So g of x equals x minus 3. So instead of writing g of x, I'm going to write x minus 3. Just substitute it right in. And now I can add them, which is basically just combining like terms. So 2x squared plus 8 plus x minus 3. So those are my only like terms. And I'm going to write it in descending order. Should get that. Ta-da! Okay, let's try minusing f of x minus g of x. So same thing, we're just going to do this substitution thing. So f of x equals 2x squared plus 8. And then I have minus g of x equals x minus 3. So I'm just substituting that in. Now, one thing to remember, anytime we subtract, we need to add parentheses and distribute that negative. So with addition, that doesn't really matter, but anytime you have subtraction, you need to distribute the negative. So it should be minus x plus 3. And now we combine our like terms, and I'm going to write it in descending order. So 2x squared minus x plus 11. And there we go. That's the first third of our lesson, adding and subtracting functions using function notation. You're basically just substituting in what it is and then simplifying. That's it. In the next video, we'll do multiplying and dividing.